The top 1% of sellers are not using slide decks anymore. They're not sending 40-page proposals. They're not having 7 stakeholder meetings. They're closing deals in half the time with less drama. And let me show you what they know that you do not. So over the past 9 years or so, I've interviewed thousands of AEs who have closed millions of dollars in revenue. And they're all doing the opposite of what you learned in your latest sales training. So today I'm going to reveal their playbook, the new rules for closing deals in 2025 and beyond. So here's what's happening in sales right now. We've got the old way, which is building 55 slide decks, 1 million stakeholder meetings, long sales cycles, low close rates, working weekends, deals dying in committee. And then we've got the new way, which is 1-page value stories, async deal progressions, shorter sales cycles, higher close rates, done by 3 p.m. every day on Friday, and deals closing a lot easier. And it's not that they're better salespeople, y'all. They're just playing a different game. So first, we've got new rule number 1, which is the Async Advantage. So the old way, you schedule 6 meetings to get 6 stakeholders on board. And then we have the new way, which is 1 page that travels without you. So let's watch how Sarah closed an 80K deal with 3 meetings instead of 12. And what we're going to do is create a multi-stakeholder page, which is 1 page, 6 section. Each stakeholder sees their part. All right. So first off, let's start by creating a page. We're going to start from scratch. Let's do this. And we're going to create this for our friends over at Liquid Death here. So let's hit create page. Now it's going to open this page for us. And so again, we're going to have these 6 different sections. We're going to have let's just start these tabs and say we're going to have a CFO section. Okay. We're going to have the ROI and payback. Let's say payback section. We're going to have the IT section, the end user section. Oops. And of course, legal section. And I didn't spell that. That's okay. And then the CEO section. Boom, done. And now for each section, what we're going to do is we're going to actually ask our friend Dante here and say, hey, based on our calls with Liquid Death, yes, we'll look at your call transcripts. Please create me a page that would impress the Liquid Death CRO. Oh, I'm sorry, CFO. Oh, now Dante's asking me some good insights. Typically, we want to go through and actually answer these questions, but what we'll do here is just say, just please do your best on the CFO section tab. Boom, done. All right, now Dante, based on our call, dear CFO, again, we would probably want to put their name, financial impact, how we help, cost optimization, measurable business outcomes, risk mitigation, all that fun stuff. And again, you can always talk to Dante and add other things. And you're going to do this for each tab, right? You're going to go through, you're going to have these different sections. What you want to do is basically do this for all the different stakeholders in your deal, who's involved. Maybe it's marketing, maybe it's IT, maybe it's HR, whoever that may be. And the idea here is you're creating something that they can review async, because they're not going to watch your 60-minute recording demo that you've sent over to them. No one has time for that. Let's be honest. People have barely any time for TikTok or their kids. So the internal meetings are going to help them without you. So how do you give them the ammunition so that the deal progresses while you sleep? Okay, now let's go to new rule number 2, which is the speed close. The old way is let's circle back next week and hope that a meeting happens. The new way is to actually do a litmus test on the first call to see if this is a true champion that can help you get the deal done. And the top AEs use what I call the invisible close technique. And of course, you may not close on the first call, but again, this is a litmus test. And what are we going to do? We're going to do the following. We're going to come here. Let's accept these changes. Let's come here. And what we're going to do is create a mutual success plan. Someone the other day called it a work back plan. I like that one kind of better, but let's just call it mutual success plan, right? And now what we're going to do is talk to Dante here and say, hey, create a mutual success plan that assumes they're already a customer, include their goals from the call and our implementation timeline. Today is June 19th, and we want to get the deal done by July 1st. All right, let's hit enter. All right, now let's take a look here. So Dante came in hot, shared objectives, implementation timeline. Contract execution, look at this. Does our kickoff, platform setup, team training, pilot launch, full rollout, success metrics, the framework we're going to look at, and then ongoing partnership commitments. Y'all, this is using AI plus, again, our conversations in order to generate this. Now, you're not asking if they want to buy. You're playing on how they'll succeed. Completely different psychology here. So now we're going to talk about rule number 3, which is the champion multiplier. So in the old world, one champion would try and sell internally, right? Now the new way is, how do you turn every stakeholder into a champion? Not just one stakeholder, but multiple. All right. So now watch this power move. I'm going to actually go to a new tab here just so we can start fresh. And we're going to create a personalized value story for each stakeholder at, oh shoot, I didn't open Dante. Personalized value story. Let's open Dante. Let's come here and then we're going to say, hey, in the personalized value story tab, here's what we'll do. Create a story for each stakeholder at Liquid Death. Let's see. What are we going to do here? We're going to say CFO Janet, focus on 340% ROI. CTO Mike, we'll probably focus on API flexibility. VP of sales Karen, yes, Karen, hello for all the Karens out there. Focus on rep productivity. And then, oh, is this? Sorry, this wasn't even typing, y'all. So let's go back here. Sorry about that. I don't know why I clicked somewhere. CFO Janet, focus on 340%. CTO Mike, what did we say we're going to do? Focus on API flexibility. VP of sales Karen, and let's say focus rep productivity. And now we can go on and on, but you get the idea. Productivity, and I hit enter. Oh my gosh, thank you, Dante. Look at this. For Janet, CFO, the 340%. Oh my gosh, look at it, even pulled testimonials in there. For Mike, oh my God, technical advantages. And then for Karen, shout out to all the Karens once again. Look at this. Holy crap, this looks amazing. And we just did this in about 3 seconds. Same solution, 3 different stories. Everyone sees themselves winning. And as y'all know, the secret to any B2B sale is, how do you help people get promoted? Now let's get to rule number 4, y'all. Almost there. And we're going to do the buying experience flip. All right. So what's the old way? The seller-led process, your timeline, us being selfish. We've all been there. And now the new way is this buyer-led journey working on their timeline. And top AEs know exactly where their buyers are and each stakeholder. So for example, we could see Sarah here, the CFO, viewed this one time. Here's exactly what she looked at. Right? She looked at the ROI section X amount of times. She looked at follow-up actions for 32 seconds, et cetera, et cetera. And then what you also have, and my trackpad died here, so we're going to have to scroll over here. Sorry about that. Now, IT, we can see, hey, they skipped security, not a blocker. They haven't looked at our security documents. We should probably get them to look at security docs, right? And Deborah there. The CEO, you can see it was forwarded, right? We can see, oh, Michelle's in here, so the CEO probably forwarded it to the CFO. Now you're not guessing, y'all. You're responding to their actual buying behavior. And I promise you, if they're not looking at the detailed documents or one-pagers that you're sending around the business case and how it's going to help them, you've probably got no deal. Now, last but not least, we've got rule number 5, the content diet. And the old way here is more content equals more credibility. But in the new way, less content equals more closes. Less is more. And the average rep sends 17 pieces of content per deal. The top 1%, they send about 3. They know less is more. The value story, the success plan, and the implementation roadmap. That's it, y'all. Everything else pretty much is noise. And here's the 2025 and beyond sales rollout. Here's what's coming. Buyers expect Amazon-like experiences. Async is the default with all this remote going on. Meetings are rare. AI handles the busy work. You handle the strategy. Speed wins over comprehension. Experience beats information. And lastly, adapt now or get left behind with your 55-page slide deck. Now look, you can keep playing the old game, building decks no one reads that are 45 megabytes, crash computers, schedule meetings that nobody wants, watching deals die in committee, or y'all, you can join the top 1% who have already figured it out. So go to distribute.so right now, hover over that get started button, and click it. Upload your latest deck, turn it into one-page value story, send it, watch what happens, thank moi later. And again, the top sellers out there aren't smarter than you, y'all. They just stopped doing stupid stuff. So distribute.so because it's 2025 and it's time to change up your buying experience, y'all.